Welcome back everyone. On today's video, I'm going to discuss lots of price actions on the current market space, but let's get started with actually taking a look at one thing that really interests me. And for sure, I will be placing, before starting my live stream, a tweet on Twitter with the live stream link. I'm very sorry, I did not have a great setup today on, so I will be taking this over here, and let's get started by tweeting. We are live right now, so do you already have questions? I will be gladly to answer those. We are live. Let's go. Well, everyone, welcome back to Cryptocurrencies. On today's video, I'm going to discuss XRP, but I would like to get started as well on Bitcoin. So if we take a look at Bitcoin, right now we have been absolutely performing outrageously, and you can clearly see that we formed a very beautiful leg towards the upside. We consolidated for a while in between these two levels of support and resistance. We clearly formed this beautiful symmetrical triangle, and afterwards we are heading once more towards the upside. So I would like to call this, well, it's not a bull flag, but I think we will expect actually a similar pump towards the upside. So let's take a look over here at what we are actually seeing. We saw previously a 17% increase after this breakout at this point in time, and if we are a little bit, let's say, more realistic, we actually saw a 10% increase. So let's say we are going to experience once more a 10% increase. A 10% increase will be leading us towards the $52,949 at one Fibonacci. On this Fibonacci, as I've drawn this Fibonacci from swing high towards swing low, you can draw this as well differently, but I think this is the Fibonacci you would like to use right now, and that would mean that we are going to head above 50k, and that is as well the next target for today. Today we have to and must assure that Bitcoin is going to actually break out above the 50k level at 0.786 Fibonacci. Why is this such a important level? Due to the fact that if we stay above the 50,000 and accumulate for a while, we are perhaps going to see a major increase towards the upside as well. The MACD does look very good to me on the 4-hourly time frame, and as well on the daily time frame it looks absolutely marvelous. So I'm going to take a look at the chart as well. SR90, I'm very glad you joined us once again, and if you're liking the content so far, do not forget to give me a thumbs up down below. It will be highly appreciated. And as well, let's take a look. Can we short XRP at $1.08? That's your question right now, and that is something I would like to answer as well. Ilya Epping, I will answer your question as well afterwards. So let's take a look. Can we short XRP at $1.08? Let's say I would like to discuss Bitcoin first, but I already did discuss the $50,000 target, and otherwise I will head back straight to it. Right now I will be heading towards the XRP chart, and why I personally think the $1.08 is not a great level to short XRP, because right now, if Bitcoin is actually able to break out above the 50k level, my personal opinion is that we are going to be able to find support on top of the 0.8 as well on the XRP chart. This being said, you have to take into consideration that we might see a rejection on the 50k level, and that we might experience downward momentum afterward on the Bitcoin chart. If this occurs, yes, then for sure we will have to take a look at shorting XRP once it reaches the $1.08 level. Well, for all people who are watching right now, why am I still doubtful? It's mostly because there are a lot of bulls, and I am as well very bullish on the overall market. That is why I'm actually not shorting the market lately. I think shorting right now is actually quite well, it involves a lot of risks due to the fact that the overall market is heading towards the upside, and you do not want to trade against the market right now. Well, as we saw previously during the past months, it was actually very good to short the market. As you saw over here, we had a major decline, but right now we clearly saw this trend reversal occur, and what I am expecting is that we are heading towards the upside as an overall direction. So therefore I am not shorting the market right now, but that is something I would like to just leave it over here. Let's discuss XRP as well. On the 4-hourly time frame, you can clearly see that the MACD is heading towards a crossover. This is absolutely looking very good. And on the 2-hourly time frame, we are actually experiencing a crossover right now, and what I would like to see is even more momentum towards the upside during the upcoming hours to confirm this crossover and see major momentum towards the upside afterwards. Some things we have to take into consideration are as well the EMA ribbon. On the 4-hourly time frame, you can clearly see that we got supported by it clearly during yesterday's movement towards the downside. Afterwards, we recovered very quickly and we were able to close above the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly candles. That is actually looking very strong to me. This major level of support has been confirmed as a level of support you have to take into consideration underneath us. Also, right now we are seeing that we are we are trading above the EMA ribbon, so at the $1.03 level we are going to find support right now if we are going to experience momentum towards the downside. Let's take a look at what someone else is saying. So Ilya Epping, you told me hi. Oh, you are asking if once it breaks out, is it better to adjust the leverage or is it better to adjust the margin? So yes, that is something that is for sure very interesting. My personal opinion, if you can better adjust the leverage than the margin, but that is of course something you would like to do your own due diligence on. I personally like to adjust my leverage once we break out towards the upside, but I most of the times actually leave the leverage as it is, because I actually believe that you have to stay and stick to your plan right away from the beginning. You have to set up a plan where you would like to take profits, where you would like to place your stop loss, and as well what your leverage is going to be, because if you stick to your plan, most of the times you are going to see a profitable trade out of it. So therefore I would like to actually answer your question by saying make a plan and stick to it, because that has been my approach and I've seen that it's very well, it has worked for me, so that is why I would like to talk about it. Well, SR90, you are actually saying, is it smart to open a long position on XRP now? Well, it depends. I would open a long position on XRP once we have a confirmation on the 4-hourly time frame that Bitcoin is actually breaking out above the $50,000 level. If Bitcoin is able to close above the $50,000 level, we will for sure be able to find support on top of it. If a 4-hourly candle closes on top, yes, at that point in time it will be for sure very likely that we are going to see a major increase, and therefore I would recommend to place a long trade on XRP. But right now I'm still doubting if we are going to be able to break out above the 50k on Bitcoin, and therefore placing a long on XRP right now, if it is for the immediate short term only towards the $1.08, that could be perhaps a trade you would like to enter. This is a 3.4% trade towards the upside on XRP, and that is actually, well, if you are someone who would like to trade this minor setup, it is possible for you, but I personally like to wait for entries at clear levels of resistance as support, such as Fibonacci levels, or once we are seeing a pattern breaking out like we did on Bitcoin yesterday. So I would personally wait right now for Bitcoin to break out above 50k or to experience a type of pattern being created on the XRP chart. So for sure, very important to take that into consideration. Let's talk about something else as well. Well, you can clearly see on the 4-hourly time frame, we have seen this trend line. Unfortunately, it's not a confirmed trend line yet. We only have seen 2 touch points, but once we see a third touch point occur, it will be a confirmed trend line. And I think you would like to actually consider this as a trend line right now, due to the fact that on the upper part we are experiencing actually already a trend line. Sorry for this. Well, it's not actually a very beautifully drawn trend line, therefore I would like to place it over here and a little bit more like that. I personally think it will be very high likely that we are going to start creating a broadening wedge. Of course, this is just a theory, but I think it is actually a theory that is quite likely to occur on XRP during the upcoming hours and days, and therefore I would like to explain it to you. We could perhaps reach all the way towards the $1.18, afterwards seeing a breakdown and heading once more towards a retest of this solid level of support. This is something I think is very high likely to occur, and that we are going to form a broadening wedge and a breakout or breakdown afterwards. Perhaps this is a possibility, and therefore I wanted to discuss it with you. Let's take a look at the comments. So SR90, thank you very much for watching the live stream so far, and Ilya Epping as well. If you like content, do not forget to give me a thumbs up down below. It will be for sure highly appreciated as well. Let's take a look at actually the RSI and the money flow index. So if we take a look at the money flow, we are heading towards that overbought direction. A lot of people are right now entering the market, and this is actually a confirmation that entering a trade right now is quite high risk for SR90. So you would like to think twice about opening this trade position, due to the fact that the money flow is heading towards the overbought direction, and perhaps a reversal could take place, and that could mean that we are going to see as well a decline in XRP's price action afterwards. And if we take a look at the RSI is actually looking in particular good to me. So overall the market is looking very strong, so perhaps opening a long trade is something you would like to do now, but as I said previously, I personally would wait until you have a clear sign that we are going to see major movement towards the upside. This being said, let's discuss also a few things that I would like to take a look at, and that is actually not this Fibonacci, but I would like to actually place the Fibonacci on the daily time frame a little bit different. Why I would like to do so is because I would like to measure the previous uptrend during the months of this uptrend during December 2020 all the way towards its high on approximately the, let's take a look, 14th of April. So why I would like to actually take a look at this is because if we take a look at this Fibonacci retracement, you can clearly see that we are right now trading underneath this major level of support. Why is this level of underneath this very important level of resistance? You could clearly see that during the past we were able to find support on top of it several times. We saw these candles clearly getting supported by it. We saw over here a major stronghold of support, and right now we are trading underneath this level. Why I think this is of utmost importance? Yes, right now, answering your question, SR90, are we able to break out above this level? We might perhaps see a stronghold getting created, and afterwards a major movement towards the upsides. So if Bitcoin breaks the 50,000K, I'm actually very sure we are going to be able to find a stronghold on top of it, and we will confirm once more a beautiful higher low structure. Therefore I would be very happy for the overall trend as well. If we take a look at the EMA ribbon, the EMA ribbon looks absolutely marvelous. It is supporting us right now on the daily time frame, and that is actually very good to know, due to the fact that once we see this crossover occur by the longs taking over the shorts, I personally think that we will experience major momentum towards the upside as well. Something I would like to take a look at is actually the moving average, but not the 200-day moving average in this case, because I would like to take a look at something different. I would like to take a look at the 9-day moving average on the 4 hourly time frame actually. And why I would like to do so is because the 9-day moving average is going to give us a lot of information right now on the immediate short term. What I think is very important is that we are breaking out above the 9-day moving average. We clearly got supported by it on the last 4 hourly candle. We found support on top of it, as you could clearly see, and right now we are heading towards the upside. The last time we broke above the 9-day moving average was at this point in time on the 29th of September, and after that we experienced major momentum towards the upside. So we experienced an 18% increase. So this is actually looking very good to me, and if we just base our prediction on the 9-day moving average, it could perhaps mean that we are going to head towards an 18% increase from this point on, and an 18% increase would lead us all the way towards the $1.23. I think personally that is actually a quite high target, but the $1.12, it's not an 18% increase, I know that, but $1.12 at this point in time, let's take a look, sorry, is actually going to be my next target, and that is a 6.9% increase. So let's say a 7% increase overall. Let's take a look at the comments once more, and I hope you are enjoying the content so far. So Alex Harris, can we look at Litecoin? Tapefruit coming soon. Mimble B set for release in November. It's still seeing 800 plus in Q4. New L7 miners out soon too. Yes, let's take a look at Litecoin. I do actually appreciate Litecoin a lot. I must admit that Litecoin has been a good performing cryptocurrency, but lately we have seen a reversal taking place. Here it is. So let's start actually by looking at Litecoin compared to Bitcoin, because I think that is right now very important on the Litecoin chart, due to the fact that we have seen Litecoin not holding very strong lately, and that is something that I do have a few concerns about. But for sure, well, it seems to be okay. So if we select the swing low on the 4 hourly time frame, I would actually rather go to the daily time frame. If we select the swing low towards swing high, and unfortunately swing high is all the way over here, due to the fact that we saw that FUD being spread once we heard that Walmart was going to be cooperating with Litecoin, but it did unfortunately not occur, and therefore we saw this major spike. But I think we all know that so far. So right now, what are the key levels of support? Clearly, the level where we are right now on the strength compared to Bitcoin chart is a major level of support. Why is this so important? It's due to the fact that we have found support on top of it previously, but not just once. We have seen support a lot of times at this point in time. So give me a second, please. Here we are. If we follow this line, you can clearly see that we found support on top of it as well further in the past, and before that we were actually also being able to find support on top of it as well. So in 2017, we found support on top of this level of support. In 2021 March, we were able to find support on top of it as well. We were able to find support on top of this level in August, and right now in October, we are retesting this level as a level of support. Why am I right now not very bullish on Litecoin? This is the reason why. If we take a look at the EMA ribbon, you can clearly see that the EMA ribbon is serving as a major level of resistance above us. This is actually concerning me due to the fact that we haven't retested it properly yet, and that could mean that we could perhaps experience more momentum towards the downside. If you take a look at historical data, you can clearly see that Litecoin has not been lower compared to Bitcoin before. Why is this important? Due to the fact that if Litecoin drops even further down, we would create a historical low in strength compared to Bitcoin, and that is actually concerning to me. Also, this could have a lot of influence in Litecoin's price action for the immediate short term. I'm not saying I'm bearish on Litecoin, I'm just saying it could perhaps start seeing a decline if we break out underneath the 1 Fibonacci level, where we have found support on top previously a lot on the strength compared to Bitcoin chart. This being said, what I would like to see is actually a trend reversal taking place, and how that trend reversal would look like is actually something I would like to show you right away. So if we take a look at the trend reversal, if you ask me, this is the line you would like to take into consideration, because you can also extend its line a little bit further all the way towards this point in time, and then you would see that this is a clear downward sloping resistance or descending resistance line, due to the fact that we have experienced 1, 2, 3 touch points, and you could perhaps say even 4 touch points if you count these two separately. So 4 touch points on this descending resistance, therefore it's a confirmed resistance line. And what I would like to see is actually to see the strength of Litecoin actually break out above this downward sloping resistance, finding support on top of this and confirming a trend reversal. At that point in time, I will be once again assuring you that Litecoin will still increase in value, but right now it is very likely that we will still see a further decline during the upcoming hours. If we take a look at Litecoin compared to the USD chart, it looks rather different. On the Litecoin compared to USD chart, we have clearly already seen the crossover on this downward sloping resistance. This was a downward sloping or descending resistance of utmost importance. We had multiple touch points, and we are right now able to break out above it, find support on top of it, and we are heading towards the upside once more. So let's take a look at what is important right now and why actually we have to be able to stay on top or break out above the 0.5 Fibonacci. This is mostly due to the fact that if we break out above the 0.5 Fibonacci, we are going to be able to find a stronghold on top of it, if you ask me, due to the fact that we were able to find a stronghold on top of it for quite a while in the past, and therefore it would be very healthy for the overall uptrend on Litecoin. Let's take a look at a few other indicators as well. Let's, for example, take a look at the MACD. On the MACD, you can see that the momentum is getting exhausted. We are experiencing a loss in downward momentum. The momentum is not as strong anymore, and therefore a crossover could perhaps take place during the upcoming hours as well. If we take a look at the 2-hourly time frame, you can clearly see that the crossover might occur during the next upcoming hours, and therefore if this does occur and we experience momentum towards the upside afterwards, we are going to for sure see eventually a crossover occur on the 4-hourly time frame. This being said, do not forget that Bitcoin has to break out above 50k to make all things well, to give Litecoin actually enough strength to break out above those 0.5 and find support on top of it, such as it has done before. So let's take a look. Alex Harris, Mule looks like it's going to pop off 10th anniversary on the 13th of October. Charlie Lee said something will be released then. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for the comments so far. And as well, let's take a look at the EMA ribbon on the daily on the 4-hourly time frame compared to the US dollar. It's looking absolutely good. We have retested the EMA ribbon for the very first time, and it showed us to be a very good level of support. We clearly got supported by it, and therefore the overall trend is still towards the upside. And if we place a trend line from this point on, you can see that we are actually right now experiencing a third touch point on top of this trend line. That is absolutely marvelous if you ask me, due to the fact that this trend line is actually a confirmed trend line and might help us as a level of support right now during the immediate short term, to see a retest and afterwards an increase in price action, being able to break out above the 171 US dollars. You can see we have already 3 touch points, and therefore it's a confirmed trend line. So hopefully you are enjoying the content so far. I will be ending Litecoins by taking a look at the RSI. The RSI, if you ask me, is looking in particular very good. We are not seeing any type of bearish or bullish divergences. Yes. And what is actually as well very important is, if you take a look at this right now, is that we are going to see perhaps a further increase, and that there is still enough space or enough movement available for XRP's RSI to break out above the dotted line on the upper part and eventually see a reversal taking place. But this will take actually quite a while, and therefore there is still enough movement towards the upside possible. So this being said, I would like to actually take a look at a cryptocurrency that I do actually appreciate a lot as well, and that is Cardano. And let's take a look at Cardano compared to BTC for sure right now. Cardano has been experiencing as well a lot of momentum towards the downside compared to Bitcoin. Right now, if we compare it to previous data, you can clearly see if we head towards the daily time frame, I have already drawn this major trend line. Why is this trend line of utmost importance? As I said previously during my videos, this is a confirmed trend line. If we are going to see a even further decline on on Cardano's strength compared to Bitcoin, this is for sure going to be a stronghold. Also, let's enable a Fibonacci retracements from swing low towards swing high, and you can clearly see that we broke underneath the 0.5 Fibonacci, and we are right now heading towards a retest of the 0.618 Fibonacci. If we are not able to hold strong on top of this Fibonacci level, we might perhaps clearly see the retest occur on top of the 0.786 and as well on top of this ascending support line. Why I think it is very good to know that the 0.618 is going to be actually a level that we might perhaps hold strong on top of is due to the fact that if you take a look at the 0.618 right over here and just take a look at previous data, you can clearly see that we were able to find resistance underneath it for 3 candles in a row, but we don't have any further previous data. The only previous data that we do have is at this point in time over here, and you could see that as well over here we were only able to find support on top of it for quite a few days. Therefore, the 0.618 is actually not a very significant level of support and resistance, and we might perhaps easily break down underneath it and head towards that area on top of the 0.618 on top of the 0.786 level of Fibonacci at approximately over here. Why this might not occur is due to the fact that if we enable the EMA ribbon, you can clearly see that the EMA ribbon is serving right now as a level of resistance on top of us. We will experience some resistance, but why I think we might perhaps be able to hold strong before retesting this ascending support is due to the fact that the 200-day moving average is still underneath us. And if we take a look at the 200-day moving average, is actually right here on top of the 0.618 as 786 level of Fibonacci. And why this is very important is due to the fact that if we are going to see a retest, we are going to see a retest as well of the 200-day moving average, and that could be very healthy for the overall trend. What I would like to see first is actually a retest of the EMA ribbon before we were seeing a further decline occur all the way towards this ascending support compared to Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Cardano compared to the USD chart, and what I've been discussing lately during my channel is this major level of support and resistance on the 4-hourly time frame. I thought, yes, this is on the 4-hourly time frame. What I said previously is that we might start seeing this symmetrical triangle taking place. We have already seen 3 touch points on the ascending support, one at the 21st of September and 2 on the 28th and the 29th of September, where we have seen 3 touch points clearly. As well, on this descending resistance, we are seeing multiple touch points, and right now I am personally waiting for a breakout above this downward sloping or descending resistance, because I think once we see this breakout occur, we will for sure eventually see a major movement towards the upside. And how big is this movement going to be? Let's just assume that we are going to break out above this descending resistance during the upcoming 24 hours. If this does occur, we were going to see a breakout right away, a retest afterwards, and a major leg towards the upside getting created. How big is this major movement towards the upside going to be? Let's measure this out for you. Well, that move is going to be approximately 22%, and it actually does confirm the overall trend as well on Bitcoin, due to the fact that we have actually seen that on Bitcoin as well, the next major move is going to be approximately 18%, and that is actually very likely as well on Cardano to occur right now as well. What I think is very important on the 4-hourly time frame is that for the very first time, we are able to find support on top of the EMA ribbon, and we are actually also able to see a trend reversal occur on the EMA ribbon by seeing a breakout occur above it and being able to find support on top of it. Very important is as well that if we break out above this descending resistance, we are actually creating a trend reversal, and that is absolutely important to me due to the fact that if we create a trend reversal on the Cardano chart, we will experience major movement towards the upside, and I'm very pumped and happy to be part of it. Therefore, right now I would like to explain what my trading setup is going to be on Cardano for the upcoming hours. So let's take a look as well at the 9-day moving average before placing my trading setup. You can clearly see that the 9-day moving average is being broken through right now. Therefore, very likely that we are going to see major movement towards the upside as well. Let's discuss what I think is very important, and that is that levels of entry, stop loss, and as well possible take profit. So my entry would actually be on top of the 9-day moving average if I would like to enter the trade right now, but I'm still doubtful due to the fact that this is a major level of downward sloping resistance, and therefore I am going to enter the trade once we have a confirmed breakout on the hourly time frame. If we see a confirmed breakout occur on the 1-hourly time frame, I'm going to enter this trade approximately around here at $2.26. Let's say the breakout is going to occur there, and I will place my stop loss actually at this point in time, where we could clearly see previously get supported. We got supported over here, and if we extend this one a little bit longer, let's take a quick second, sorry for that. Let's assume this is just where we would like to place it, and yes, so this is, sorry for the disturbance, but right now why I'm going to place my stop loss at this point in time is mostly due to the fact that we have experienced major resistance underneath it. As you can clearly see, in the past we have experienced resistance underneath it. We found support on top of it once, twice by these candles, and as well right now we were able to find support on top of it once more. And very important is actually that what is my take profit going to be? Well, for sure not that 22% increase. Why am I not going for the major increase? I'm going to head towards the 0.236 Fibonacci at $2.61, what I think is a very realistic target for Cardano for the immediate short term during the upcoming days. And therefore I would like to trade this way by placing my entry at $2.25, heading towards the upside afterwards, retesting this level of previous downward sloping or descending resistance, finding support on top of it, and heading towards the upside all the way towards the $2.61. Hopefully you have been enjoying the content so far, and what I have seen as well right now is that Bitcoin is breaking out on the 1-hourly time frame. I thought, oh no, it was just a minor leg, but still it's looking very good to me. we are seeing Bitcoin head above the 50k right now, and therefore I think it is very likely that the 1 hourly candle close will be perhaps on top of the 50k. If we take a look at the 30 minutes, no, unfortunately on the 30-minute candle we weren't able to close above the 50k. That is just so unfortunate. But right now, during the next upcoming 20 minutes, it will be actually quite, well, how may I say it? I think I'm very pumped about it, and I think it is going to be of utmost importance to see during the upcoming 20 minutes if this candle will be able to close above the 50k. Of course, a lot of short sellers will be entering their short positions at 50k for sure. If I would be trading the market now towards the downside, I would be entering the market as well at approximately 50k, sorry, and therefore I think a lot of people are doing so right now. So on XRP, we experience a minor move towards the downside. And what I would like to ask for all the viewers right now, is there a coin that you would like me to take a look at? And if you're liking the content so far, do not forget to hit that like button underneath, and as well subscribe to the channel, because it will be highly appreciated and you will be supporting the channel by doing so. And the trade that we just discussed on Cardano is actually a trade that might give you a quite profitable move. I personally will be trading this due to the fact that I've been waiting for this Cardano move for quite a while already, and I think it is very likely that we are going to see a major leg towards the upsides once we break out above this descending level of resistance. This being said, if you are right now willing and if you want to actually trade on Cardano or on Bitcoin, do not forget that down below on Bybit you are able to sign up by this using the link down below, and you will be able to earn up to $1,610 deposit bonus. For sure, you will be helping the channel by doing so. So thank you very much already, and let's crush this market all together. Are there any questions from the audience so far? Would you like me to take a look at, for example, a coin that you are holding or a cryptocurrency that you would like to purchase perhaps in the near future? If this is not the case, I will be heading a little bit further by taking a look at Polkadot right now. So if we take a look at Polkadot compared to Bitcoin, for Polkadot, it's very, very important that we stay where we are right now. We could clearly see, unfortunately, on the strength compared to Bitcoin, we broke this major leg of ascending support. We were getting supported by it for quite a while already on the 4-hourly time frame. Unfortunately, we did break it down underneath it, but it doesn't matter due to the fact that we are right now actually needing to focus ourselves on something else, and that is this downward sloping let's say downward sloping descending resistance. It is not a clearly confirmed resistance line yet, due to the fact that you can clearly see we have only seen 2 clear touch points, and the third touch point has been just the wick of a candle. Therefore, it's not a confirmed trend line yet. But if we take a look at the 4-hourly time frame, you can see that it's way better confirmed than on the daily time frame. So it depends. You could say it's confirmed, you could actually say it's not confirmed yet. I personally would like to wait for confirmation that is a little bit clearer on this trend line. But what you can see as well is that if we take a look over here, we are creating this falling wedge pattern inside of these 2 descending resistance and descending support line. So the descending support line has been confirmed. We have seen right now 1, 2, and a third touch point being created right now. So perhaps we are going to experience momentum towards the downside. Let's say we will take a look at this falling wedge a little bit differently by placing this like that, and then you can clearly see that we are actually seeing 3 touch points on this falling wedge. Why is this so important? Because we have already seen 1 touch point at the beginning of this descending resistance, a second one afterwards, and a third one in to the 2nd of October. This is a confirmed pattern, and falling wedges tend to break out towards the upside. So perhaps we are going to be able to hold strong on top of it and see afterwards a major increase heading towards this zone inside of the orange box, what could perhaps mean that we are going to see a major increase in strength and as well a major increase in the price action overall of Polkadot. For sure, this is a scenario that could take place, but as well we could see an even further decline, and then we would be heading even further down. Let's take a look where that possible scenario is going to be. Well, sorry, yes, actually from this point on. So the possible scenario towards the downside is going to be rather similar to this, but let's enable the EMA ribbon. Clearly, it's right now a major level of resistance above us, and if we see right now a decline, it will be heading all the way towards a 20% decrease in Polkadot's price action, and that is for sure something we do not want to see right now occur on this trend compared to Bitcoin chart. It will be rather sad due to the fact that we could continue this major uptrend of strength compared to Bitcoin if we see a breakout towards the upside above this descending resistance on this falling wedge. As well, let's take a look at Polkadot compared to the US dollar. On Polkadot compared to USD, you can clearly see that we broke down below this line as well. But what I think is very important over here is actually that we are clearly seeing a trend reversal taking place. Why is this the case? It's mostly due to the fact that if we take a look at these, it is mostly due to the fact that if we take a look at this trend, we clearly reversed it by breaking out above this downward sloping resistance, finding support on top of it and increasing in price afterwards. What does this mean right now? Well, I personally think that we are going to be able to head even further towards the $34 level perhaps, and afterwards gain even more in price action. What I would like to see as well is a gain as well on the Polkadot strength compared to Bitcoin, but for sure right now it's looking actually very good for me and the overall trend. And what I think is very important is that we are creating this beautiful higher low structure on Polkadot. You can clearly see that we are creating a beautiful higher low structure. Each time you can see a higher low is being formed, and that is for sure something I think is rather important. And I do have Ilya Epping. Thank you very much for still watching. Can you check seller? So yes, I would highly appreciate your requests, and I will take a look at seller lastly before ending this live stream due to the fact that I will have to go. So very unfortunate, but I will be ending my Polkadot analysis. Let's take a look at the MACD as well for the upcoming hours. The MACD looks actually very good on the 4-hourly time frame. We might see a crossover occur if we continue with this movement towards the upside. So therefore, I think it is going to be a major leg towards the upside that you do not want to miss out on. And let's take a look as well. Oh, I'm sorry for that. I didn't mean to. That happened not on purpose. And let's take a look as well at the RSI. The RSI is actually looking as well rather good. We are not spotting any type of bullish or bearish divergences. So that is actually looking very good to me. Polkadot, what is the price target going to be right now for the immediate short term? For sure, it's going to be the $34.50, and therefore I would like to actually leave it there, and I would like to take a look for Ilya Epping at seller. So let's take a look at seller on CoinMarketCap before Seller Network. So Seller Network is a token on the 105 position. It's 14 cents right now, and let's take a look at actually their overall performance. So it's actually right now quite high. I can see that already. Perhaps it might be overextended, and therefore I would like to take a look at it as well on TradingView. So if we take a look at Seller compared to USD, and we take a look over here, let's get started and see what we are seeing. Let's head towards the daily time frame and take a look at what Seller does actually look like. So right away, I am actually going to say that we might perhaps see that this is a very overextended coin, and that yes, the 200-day moving average is actually quite a good indicator if a coin is overextended or not. If we take a look at the 200 moving average just by itself, right now it is very likely that we are going to, I'm not saying right away, but it's likely that perhaps in the near future, or not the near future, but just in the future, that you are going to see a retest of this area, and that is going to be a major drop for this coin because it's actually very overextended. You can see that this is almost a 60% decline, and right now it's not looking immediately very good to me. In the past, it has been overextended as well. Let's compare that to what we are experiencing right now. The last time that it was so overextended, we did experience a movement of approximately, let's take a look, 1,253%. So that is quite a major move towards the upside. And right now, let's take a look at what we have been experiencing. Sorry for that. It has been a move of approximately, it's way less, yeah, 400%. So yeah, you could perhaps say that what we are seeing over here is actually the first leg of the previous movement towards the upside. So you could say that this part, what we saw over here, actually represents this, but I personally wouldn't buy this cryptocurrency right away due to the fact that it's already looking very overextended to me. 400% above the 200-day moving average for me right now is actually quite a lot, and therefore I think I would like to see well, a further decline right now before being able to purchase this. If we take a look at the EMA ribbon, the EMA ribbon is actually looking rather good to me. It has supported the overall trend already twice, so that is looking very good. But this also means that a breakdown below the EMA ribbon is more likely to occur due to the fact that we have already been supported by it several times. As well, I would like to enable the RSI. The RSI on the daily time frame is actually looking very good to me. We are not overextended yet on the RSI, and on the 4-hourly time frame, it looks actually for sure good as well. We are below the 50, so that means the overall market is actually in loss. But I must admit that it's not looking rather bad right now. Are we experiencing any type of bullish or bearish divergences? Well, we are not. We are not experiencing any type of bullish or bearish divergences, so that is good, looking good for me as well. For sure, what you would like to see right now is to stay on top of the EMA ribbon. Otherwise, you could expect a further decline. For the immediate short term, it would be heading towards the 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is the purple line below us, so that would be a retest over here, and that just this drop alone would be already a drop of, let's take a quick look, approximately 29%. So right now I am not absolutely bullish on this cryptocurrency. I think you have to be very careful if you would like to purchase it. On the, yeah, we are also not seeing a lot of momentum towards the upside. Perhaps we are going to even experience a decline, and therefore it's likely that we are going to see a retest of this level over here, just to confirm that this is going to be the level where we could perhaps be heading towards. I would like to actually place this Fibonacci retracement from swing low towards swing high. So if I place the Fibonacci retracement, let's say a little bit further down, on the 20th of July all the way towards its all-time high. You can clearly see that, yeah, for sure, if we see a breakdown occur underneath the 0.382 level at 13 cents, we will for sure head towards the 0.5. There is not a lot of previous data as we have seen, and therefore it's very likely that we are not going to find a lot of resistance, a lot of support on this level. So perhaps the 0.5 at 10 cents is going to be a way better entry overall to purchase this cryptocurrency than where we are currently at. So Ilya, I hope you enjoyed this so far, and I think personally this is not the best cryptocurrency right now out there in the cryptocurrency space. So I think there is a lot of movement. Yes, I am completely pumped, and in approximately 8 minutes we are going to experience the most wonderful and amazing breakout of Bitcoin above the 50k. So what do you think about the moves Shiba has made recently? Sol Isai. So Ilya Epping, alsjeblieft. I hope you enjoy the content. So Sol Isai, thank you very much for joining the live stream. I think you would like me to take a look at Shiba Inu, and let's take a look at how that has been performing. I'm very glad we are all inside of this live stream, and let's get started. So Shiba USD, yeah, well, do we not have a better exchange? Let's take a quick look. Yeah, well, it has been performing very well. Let's take a look at Shiba. You can see overall it's still way far below its all-time high. Shiba will be, unfortunately, the last coin I will discuss, but I will stay here for sure until this 1 hourly close on Bitcoin, because I am absolutely amazed if we are going to break the 50k level, because we are right now confirming an ultimate bull run if this occurs. So let's take a look at Shiba USD. So it's quite unfortunate we only have the FTX chart on. So perhaps, yeah, well the chart looks good, so that's fine. Okay, perfect. Some charts do not look as good as other charts. I prefer to use with Binance and Bybit charts, but FTX is looking good right now. So right now, Shiba Inu, you can clearly see on the 4 hourly time frame, we are far overextended. We are very overextended compared to the 200-day moving average. A drop is possible because a retest is always very good for the overall trend. Of course, these type of cryptocurrencies are based on movement towards the upside, are based on, let's say, a lot of FUD as well. So I'm not a huge fan of cryptocurrencies with not as much, let's say, fundamental value, but I must admit that the community behind this cryptocurrency has a lot of strength of its own. So perhaps we are going to see an even further increase in Shiba Inu's price. But let's take a look at where we are currently standing by placing this Fibonacci from swing low towards swing high. So if we take a look at where we are right now, you can clearly see that we are on top of the 0.236 Fibonacci, and what I'm seeing right away is that we are losing strength on the momentum towards the upside. What could this perhaps mean? That could mean that we are going to experience a crossover during the upcoming hours, and we might not be able to hold strong on top of the 0.236. Therefore, a breakdown towards the 0.382 is likely to occur. If we take a look at further previous data, I would like to actually place a few horizontal lines at the same levels as the Fibonacci. Why I would like to do this is to see if we are seeing major levels of support and resistance on the daily time frame previously on the Shiba Inu chart. Well, unfortunately it stops at this point in time, so let's take a look at the data that we have. Well, you can clearly see underneath at the 0.382 we were rejected by a few candle wicks, but we have not seen a clear level of resistance of support at this point in time, and also previously we haven't seen a clear level of resistance of support. So that is right now not looking extremely well to me as well. If we take a look at the daily time frame, you can see that we are right now experiencing this, well, very clearly a doji candle. What does a doji candle actually give us for information? It could perhaps mean that we are going to see afterwards a trend reversal occur, and you could clearly see that the previous trend was towards the upside. Therefore, if this doji candle closes like this today, it is very likely that we are going to see a decrease afterwards. So Shiba Inu is not looking, if you ask me, wonderful to get into right now. As well, if we enable the EMA ribbon, the EMA ribbon is far underneath us. Therefore, personally, I wouldn't purchase this cryptocurrency. I think a decline is very likely to occur. And how big is this decline going to be from this point on? It could still be a 37% drop. Right now, I'm not very amazed about Shiba Inu, but that is my personal opinion, of course. If you disagree, please let me know in the comments down below. But as well, if you are joining the live stream right now, do not forget to give me a thumbs up down below, and as well follow me down below on Twitter, where I will be updating you about the cryptocurrency space in general. So, as I said previously during my video, I would like to take a look at the Bitcoin 1 hourly close in approximately 2 minutes. And let's take a look. Saul Isai, amazing analysis. You are really good at this. Thanks. Thank you very much, Saul. I hope you enjoyed the content, and I hope you make the right decision by doing your own due diligence as well. And other people watching, do not forget that if you would like me to discuss a cryptocurrency of your own choice, please let me know in the comments. Before doing so, let's take a look at a few targets where we could be heading towards if we see a breakout occur on Bitcoin during the upcoming hour. So this 1 hourly close is going to be of utmost importance right now. If we are able to close this 1 hourly candle on top of the 50k, it is going to be insane. And absolutely on the 1 hour afterwards, we have to be able to see a clear retest of the 50k as support by closing the next 1 hourly candle as well on top of this level. So right now we are still waiting, but I'm personally very pumped that we are right now above the 50k, and this confirms that we are going to be able to see a major increase during the upcoming days and weeks in Bitcoin. And what I discussed also at the beginning of this live stream is that previously, once we saw a breakout occur on Bitcoin, let's say it was at this point in time, because it was, we saw a approximately 3.5% increase. Let's take a look at the measurement tool right now. What is a 3.5% increase going to look like? And a 3.5% increase is going to head with Bitcoin all the way towards the $51,224, and therefore I'm very bullish right now if we are able to close the next 1 hourly candle that just opened 1 minute ago above the 50k and above the 0.786 Fibonacci. So overall, looking very good, and this is for sure confirming that we are heading even further, and that the overall market structure is quite bullish for this month. If you ask me, I am very bullish, but if you are bullish as well, do not forget to hit that like button underneath. As well, on the 1 hourly time frame, you can clearly see that we were heading towards a crossover. This crossover did not occur. We are right now experiencing momentum towards the upside. If we take a look at the 2 hourly, we are seeing exactly the same occur. We are extending the momentum towards the upside. On the 3 hourly time frame, a crossover occurred, and we are experiencing momentum towards the upside there once again. And on the 4 hourly time frame, something absolutely marvelous occurred right now, and that is that we clearly saw a crossover, and therefore the trend has been confirmed. We are right now heading towards the upside. What I think is important right now, as I said previously, is to stay on top of the 50k. and where we will be heading towards, that is $51,200 for Bitcoin for the immediate short term. So let's take a look. It will be over here where, if you ask me, Bitcoin will be heading towards during the upcoming day, and where we might perhaps get a rejection afterwards by heading back down and finding support on top of the 0.5. But as I told you before, accumulating and seeing a moment of just densely accumulation by Bitcoin would be actually rather great, because that is exactly what we did on top of the 0.618. And if we did do this once more on top of the 0.5 after seeing a major spike towards the $51,000, that for sure will mean that we are going to increase once again afterwards. Well, for all people who are watching right now, I really hope you enjoyed the content. If you did enjoy the content, do not forget to give me a thumbs up down below. And if you are willing to join me on Bybit by trading, and as well, if you would like to purchase cryptocurrencies, do not forget to use the link down below. You will be supporting the channel by doing so, so it will be highly appreciated. Thank you very much, guys, for watching my live stream, and I really hope you enjoyed so far. Unfortunately, I will have to go right now, but next time I will keep you up to date once again about all cryptocurrencies in general. So bye bye and have a nice day.